Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. We had a little late script practice. There was 200 of us script practicing worldwide, so I apologize. Our scripts went over just a little bit today. And we're going to get moving with mega open houses today. So let me see if I can get my, I beg your pardon?
The one you were, that was Clubhouse.
No.
Oh.
No, that was Live Link. So the question was I on Clubhouse? Clubhouse is an app. It's on Apple or Play Store. It's Early Birds Talking Real Estate, and that is 6:30 a.m. to 7. And we're practicing then, 6:30 a.m. So if you're up at that hour, please come join us. If not, go to the Early Birds Talking Facebook page. It's recorded every single day, and you can hear it then at your leisure. But it's great. It's much greater to participate because today they actually talked about open houses on there, which is fantastic. Oh my God, I got to be on my best behavior because I have a special guest star here, one of my Pivot Shift family, all the way from Hayes, Kansas. That's called networking, guys. What's up, Marietta?
You're awesome, Ronnie. Thank you for letting me come and join. I appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. You know your royalty.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Measure up to the standards now. So Marietta is in Hayes, Kansas. If you got anybody that's moving to Kansas in that area, make sure you reach out to Marietta. She'll take care of you because what? She's a broker owner. She knows what she's doing.
20 years still here. So
20 years. You're only 21. How can you be 21?
Oh, I know. You're so kind.
All right. So enough of the pleasantries, right? Let's get moving because that's why you're here today. So yes, we talked about early birds. Marietta gets on early birds every day too. And let me see. Leah said, I have an appointment. Okay, this AM. Would you share the recording? You're in my market center, correct? Correct, Leah?
No, I'm in Pennsylvania. I saw you in the.
You're one of my pivot shifters? Oh, no worries. Okay, I'll get you a link to that because in our market center, they just go to our market center thing. We have all the recordings. All the recordings are there.
Thanks very much.
I might wind up, I think I'm going to just put it into the Early Birds Talking Real Estate page. It's easier. And then I'll have the YouTube link there. But yeah, no worries, Leah.
Thanks for inviting us.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get to the plan. So the plan is, before I do that, people have been asking about my script and role play where I spend my mornings. So let me put in the chat for you guys. We talked about early birds real quickly. And next thing we're going to talk about, well, I'm going to put in here what our mega morning is for most of us, okay? And you're free to be the fly on the wall. Yesterday in Ignite, right, before Cynthia came on, our team leader, I shared with you guys a year and a half ago, I joined that pivot shift call and the script and role play. And look, I've been in the business 8 years and I was scared to death when I heard this mega script man, Chris Hurley, and this other guy, until I found out that, guess what? They put on the pants the same way as we do, one leg at a time. And it's a nice big family and we treat each other with respect. And as the leader says, Sam Nealon, this is a safe place. So you can be the fly on the wall. Don't worry about it. Okay. If you get into a room with a bunch of people, just say, hey, I'm just watching today, and that's fine. We have no problems with that. And it'll help step up your game. Because what you don't want, guys, is to get, as a bold coach told me many bolds ago, do not get outscripted by your buyers, sellers, and investors. They have scripts that they use to get rid of you. I promise you. A buyer has two things on their mind. One, eliminate the property they're looking at. Two, eliminate you. They don't need you to buy the home. That's why your buyer consultation is so important. Okay, so we're here for what? This is Elemental Street open houses, 7th level open houses. So 7th level open houses come, hold on, somebody's trying to get in here. Let me see. So open houses are, as Gary Keller says, the quickest way to a paycheck. The quickest way to a paycheck, the easiest way to the paycheck for the paycheck. When I took Ignite back in the day, my team leader said, you're just starting Ignite, you should be doing an open house every single weekend until you have too many leads. Now you're going to say to yourself, what do you mean by that? Well, the thing is, if you are doing an open house every single weekend, you are involved and engaged with getting contacts into your database and being able to start now buyers, sellers, and investors. Just give me 1 second. I got to get this person in here. Okay, that should do it. All right, so without further ado, since we do have a handout for everybody to enjoy today, who's that over there waving like that? Is that Michelle? Ah, ALC member, Michelle Richardson. See, even they show up. Look at that. The top 20% in this market center. Welcome, Michelle. Good to see you.
That's right. And I better see every single one of you guys having open houses and filling your database. Yeah.
Oh, Lord, we're nuts, ain't we? Okay, so let me get the materials for you guys today because you're going to be like, okay, Ron, shut up. Yep, high in a room. Yell squirrel. All right, so we're going to Ignite. We're going to the open house folder. We are going to the open house KW Classic Realty Complete Toolkit. There we go. All right, so that's going to be what we're working on today. I'm going to bring it up as I share the screen. Let's see, you get it? There we go, open house. Okay, so this was an open house question that was proposed to our broker. Our broker is Murray J. Coleman. Okay, his name's on the door. This was proposed to him by me, because I already knew that you can't do this. But unfortunately, I also heard some realtors were going out and doing this. So the question is, Murray J. Coleman, please clarify the following question. Are there any restrictions on our Keller Williams agents hosting open houses for other brokerage, i.e. Century 21, Coldwell Banker, XYZ 123? Our broker's answer is, I do not recommend it. We have enough of our own listings. Why? Our E&O insurance, errors and omissions insurance, may not cover you for some of you old school tease of for sale by owner saying, hey, let me do a free open house for you this weekend, trying to get the listing. And the listing agreement does not indemnify you, it indemnifies the listing broker of the other brokerages. Murray says he would want a very good business reason why to do it and a hold harmless agreement from XYZ listing broker. What if you knock over the Fabergé egg? Guess what? If they can't get money out of you, they're going after the brokerage. So guys, any Keller Williams listing you can do. We have an agreement. We understand that. Whether it's your own market center, and I'm going to show you today where we have almost over 400 plus opportunities at open houses, scary as it is. So I don't know why I keep seeing on our Facebook pages, let's see. Hey, I'd like to shadow an open house this weekend. Anybody got one? No, you should reach out to the agents that have listings that have potentials to do open houses. That's where you go first. Okay. All right, so enough of that question. The other thing with for sale by owners, I want to upgrade you. Here in our, well, it's all over the country. It's called the Telephone Consumer Protection Act. You cannot engage with a for sale by owner unless you have a bona fide buyer. That's a $16,000 fine. I was raised old school, call them up. Hey, I see your home is for sale by owner. Have you thought about listing it with an agent, right? Because the only reason they don't is because a commission agreement. Unfortunately, with the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, that would violate that and get you a $16,000 fine. The way we get around it is to actually use Keller Offers. Keller Offers is our iBuyer, internet buyer, cash offer program. We always have a buyer ready to make an offer. It's called Keller Offers. Go to the training, get the training, use Keller Offers. Now, those that are not from this jurisdiction, check to make sure the Keller Offers is offered in your area. If you go to, I think it's app.kelleroffers.com/coverage, it'll bring up the United States, and then you can see if in fact it is available, because it's not available all over. But for us in Florida, we are privileged. It's here right in Orlando. We can use that. Okay. All right. So next thing, let's go to page 2, open house requirements. So this came about because mega teams in this office were having problems with agents that were scheduling, not just new agents, all agents that were scheduling open houses with them and then calling them on a Sunday afternoon and saying, hey, please come and open the door because I don't have an electronic key for the electronic lockbox. Shame on you for not having that, okay? So we created this from the bigger teams, open house requirements. It says, thank you so much for holding an open house. We appreciate your willingness and desire to help our sellers sell their home. Our standards are very high and our sellers are expecting the best service. Therefore, please be aware of the following. You must have an active e-key. Okay? Yes, you must have an electronic lockbox key that goes on your phone, either on Apple or iPad. It's a Supra key. Supra is the name. Most of us use that. I think it's Sentry. That's in California. That's the only difference. Please ensure that you have shadowed in big capital letters 2 open houses prior to attempting to do one. If you are going to go and shadow an open house, make sure that you're going to stay there for the entire open house. It's not just pop in and say, hey, I'm here, and leave 10 minutes later. We've heard that. How do we know we've heard that? Because agents have posted, you must be able to stay the whole entire open house. Yes. All right. It's on the job training. So we require 2 open houses shadowed prior to attempting to do one. And I'm going to use this term very loosely. On your own. You never, ever do one on your own. That's old school. Why? Because there's a lot of cray-cray out there. Number 1. We'll show you how, thank God, our Ignite materials has been updated to remind you to work with a partner at all times, okay? Now, before you get, oh, I don't want to share my leads, don't worry, I'll show you some tips on how to share your leads without sharing your leads, okay? So, I see somebody's coming to the room, and I apologize, Samir, that I have a handout. I got a handout to 2 people who just came in the room. No, that's all right. Yeah, we hear it all the time. I-4, right? I-4 was terrible.
Thank you.
Aye. There you go. Welcome. All right. Sorry, Zoomlanders. All right. So next thing, what's it say here? Please view showing instructions. Yes, please. Don't be calling the listing agent on Sunday for the gate code, the lockbox location. Use your MLS the right way. Those of you that don't know how to do it, that's why the part of the Daily 10-4 says what? Preview homes. So you learn how to use the system. You learn how to use it. Mission 4 that I teach, we go and show you how to set up showing time the right way and use the system. In Find and Show Homes, which I teach, we go actually and set up how to go into a home, what to do, okay? All right, it says must arrive 30 to 60 minutes early to prepare for your open house. Okay, maybe. Should have 10 to 25 directional open house signs. Now, from me, you will get, I'll have 25 minimum just on the front lawn. I will put out no less than 100 signs. Now, before you start freaking out on me, I will put out no less than 100 signs. Those signs cost me $4 each. I will show you 2 places to get them for $4 each. Ignite students, if you're smart, yes, you are. If you're not a realtor, you're a business owner. 4 of you will get together, buy 200 of them, put 50 each in your trunk of your car. Okay? It says here 10 to 25. By you getting those 50, you just doubled what you needed to have. Okay? If you want to go for the gusto, go for the 100, please do. Now, if you don't have signs, what do? Find a team that has listings, that has open houses that they'll lend you. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. There's plenty of teams in this market center that have open house signs. But eventually you want to get your own open house signs. Okay? All right, so direct any questions from the seller back to the listing agent. Yes, the seller should never be there. If they are there, it's probably because they want to pick your brain. Hey, do you think we listed it at the right price? Do not give your opinion. You know, that's a great question. Your listing agent who listed with you is the person you need to direct that question to. Okay? Make sure that you don't put yourself in harm's way. All right. Please email the listing coordinator with any feedback from your open house contacts. So this is designated with a Saturday or Sunday open house. I will need feedback before 12 p.m. on Monday. Please, please, for God's sake, guys, do not have them contact you. Make sure you send it to them before they contact you. You know what that does? That proves your worth, number one. Number two, when they're looking for somebody to host an open house for a brand new one, they may reach out to you because they know you get the job done the right way. Okay? It's all about selling yourself. How many people attending? You want to let them know. If they have an agent, please provide the agent's contact information. Yes, yes, and I'm going to teach you. Even if they say, oh, I'm working with an agent. Okay, what's the information? Who's your agent? Number one, if they're fumble, that's because they use that line to get rid of you, because most agents, when they hear, oh, I'm already working with an agent, stop dead in their tracks. No, keep asking. Well, who's the agent? Well, why do you want to know that? Well, because if we have a price reduction or something happening, yeah, it's a little BS, bologna sandwich. I want to be able to contact them so we can get you in here faster. If they start doing humma, you know they don't have an agent. Ooh, look at that, huh? All right, so next question. If they do not have an agent, please let me know your follow-up strategy if they have interest. Some of us use a form that has, it's a detailed form that has a survey on, a survey that asks what? Mainly, I'm a big proponent of Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, because I want to match my motivation to yours on a scale of 1 to 10. Where are you at? Somebody throw me a number. Well, 1 means you're not interested. 10 means you're ready to go right now. Somebody throw out a number.
5.
5, 8. I don't care if they said any number. If it's less than 10, the only response is what? Very good. What would make it a 10? Because now you're going to get the bologna sandwich out of them, right? Because 8 could just mean, well, I'm pretty motivated, but okay. And what would make it a 10? Find me the right house. Great. I'm so glad we're here today. When's the best time that we can sit down with a formal consultation so we can find you that perfect home in the shortest amount of time for the least amount of money with the least hassles? Easy peasy, right? Those 3 lines are in both Ignite books, on the buyer side and the seller side. Unique selling proposition, quick, short, and easy. Otherwise, create your own. All right, next thing. For feedback, your own personal feedback of the property, and be honest. The listing agent wants to know. Do you think it was cluttered? Do you think it was a hoarder that lives there? The squatters live in there? Does it need this? Does it need updating? In your opinion, was the price too high? Yeah, give your opinion. Don't be afraid. Okay, we work together. We value feedback, whether good or bad. See, we appreciate your unvarnished and honest opinion. How does the buyer feel about the price? Too right, too high? On a scale of 1 to 5, they have here, being the best, how do they rate the property? That's fine. You can use that scale also if you want. Again, we appreciate you hosting this open house. We look forward to working with you and bring the perfect buyer. Thank you for your partnership. Do not place or leave open house signs in front of the house if you're not going to be there. Yeah, if you're doing a Saturday, Sunday, don't leave them overnight. Okay. All right. And please do not leave. Please do not leave early, as the open house is advertised in multiple locations on the web and also on our MLS. Our MLS, it will go out to everybody system-wide. It'll go out worldwide. It goes on, as many of you have met with me, it will show up on what? Your KW consumer app. That means what? 180,000 plus Keller Williams agents on their app that they've shared with their customers now see that listing says open house, Sunday, 1 to 4. Okay? That's to drive the traffic and to help drive the traffic, okay? Failure to follow these guidelines may lead to forfeiture of future open house opportunities. Okay, so where did this come about? It's called mega open houses, or it's called 7th level open houses. Does anybody know where that comes from? So my people on the pivot shift know that on page 71 of the pivot shift book, it says, taking open houses to the next, beyond the basics. So Gary Keller, who wrote the book, tells us what an open house should look like. So I'm going to leave that up there for a minute. I have 2 videos I'd like to show you to get your mind frame into what are open houses and why they are so powerful. Okay? So just give me a sec. I'm going to share this. See if I can get this working properly. Okay, so this first video is from a gentleman. His name is Chris Suarez. Chris Suarez has about 19 expansion teams nationwide. Chris Suarez started in Brewster, New York, upstate New York. He moved to Portland, Oregon. His goal was to do 150 open houses in his first year in the business. That's roughly what? 3 a week. Okay? He failed, and he failed miserably. He only completed 120 open houses. Okay? Yeah, he failed because his goal was 150. He only did 120. As I was taught, as you'll learn, if you do 2 to 3 successful 7th level open houses every single week, you are guaranteed 100 transactions a year. It's proven. 100 transactions a year. Let's say the average commission, will go very modest, is $6,000. You can do the math, that's $600,000 for the year. And you have to do it at the 7th level, the right way. Okay? We're going to talk how that's going to happen. So this first video is from the Ignite that I taught back in 2016. This video is actually from Old Ignite 2012. And it's about Chris Suarez saying how to host an effective open house. So let me see if I can get this up and share it for you. All right, where are you, Chris? There we go. Perfect.
Hi, I'm Chris Suarez, and I'm here to tell you the 5 steps to holding an effective open house. Step 1, strategically select the home you want to hold open. Choose a home that gives you the greatest potential to have buyers and sellers find you. This might be a home that is in a great traffic pattern, whether that be car traffic or people walking by in walkable neighborhoods in your community. Select a home around a local event where neighbors or even out-of-town people might be stopping in. Step 2 of holding an effective open house is advertising and marketing. Marketing begins a week in advance of any open house you might hold open. Begin by posting internet ads a week before. Get a sign in the yard and let neighbors and passerbys know that the home will be open later in the week. Remember to contact both by phone and email any internet leads or phone calls you received on that listing prior to the open house. Don't forget to make 50 calls around the home prior to the open house and door knock, a radius of about 2 or 3 blocks. Step 3, know your scripts. Know what you're going to say to greet the visitor. Know what questions you're going to ask while they're in the home. One of the greatest first lines you could use is, "Thanks for stopping in to tour my open house. Are you one of the neighbors or are you out shopping for a home today?" Immediately, you'll know if you're dealing with a potential buyer or a potential seller. Step 4 is keep the right mindset and prepare. Remember, open houses are lead generation activities, so enter with the mindset of a top lead generator. Prepare yourself with comparable properties, market research, at least 2 or 3 other homes that you could potentially show should the opportunity arise. And step 5, always follow up with every lead that comes through that door. Call them, email them, write thank you notes that same day. A simple follow-up script to use directly after an open house goes like this. "Thanks for stopping into my open house this morning. It was great to meet you. I did a little bit of digging in the office after we met and after the open house and found 3 other properties that I think really fit your search criteria. I know the home that we saw this morning wasn't quite perfect, but these 3 have some real potential. We could get into them tomorrow at 4 or at 6, which would work better for you." Great, let's meet at my office and we can go from there. My biggest aha when doing open houses is remembering open houses are not a technique to keep current sellers happy. In reality, open houses are great lead generation tools to connect with potential future buyers and sellers. By using effective scripts and systems leading up to the open house and great follow-up techniques after the open house, you'll build a met database of future buyers and sellers. Thanks for watching KW Connect and make it a great day.
Okay, so as Chris said, open houses are not to keep sellers happy. And this morning on our early birds, I heard Stephen Gundell, who's a master script, say, NAR says 99% will never sell at an open house. That's true. I was always taught there's a less than 1% chance that that home is going to sell at the open house. Now, fast forward past the pandemic, after we open, now, aren't they getting 60, 90, 120, 35, whatever through the door? Yeah, so now there is a possibility it will sell or you get multiple offers. I get it, but that's because of inventory. A traditional, true open house, you less than 1% chance you're going to sell it. It's designed for you, the agent, to get leads. If you're the listing agent, the way I do it in my listing presentation, you let the seller know, because that 7th level page is in my listing presentation, telling them that we do 7th level open houses. The seller's knee-jerk reaction is to do what? Hey, I want you to do an open house every single day from 9 to 5. I will caution you. I'm better at getting on the phone and proactively searching for buyers each and every day. I invite you to come to my office between the hours of 8 and 12 and see me lead generating for them. Don't worry, they ain't showing up. But it's a tactic, it's a script. While we would like to do open houses, we will have other agents in our office. Don't say newbies or stuff like that. We'll have other agents hold that open house. And Mr. and Mrs. Seller, there's a less than 1% chance that your home is going to sell at that open house. We will do everything we can to get the most buyers through there. Yeah, because when you do that, it takes away the fear or them after the first open house that you did, calling you up and say, well, why didn't we get an offer? Why didn't we get an offer? Why didn't we get an offer? We should have got an offer. No. Open houses are not designed to sell your house. It's designed for us to get leads, to keep you in business, okay? The way you get better at this is what? Practicing the scripts every single day. I didn't say this 8 years ago. No, yeah, that's what I did. But today you just saw me do it like a natural conversation, right? Because number one, you got to believe it. NAR tells us, National Association of Realtors says there's a 99% chance it won't sell at the open house. Okay, so I learned the other way. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I apologize. There's a less than 1% chance that it's going to sell. We'll do everything we can. But between the nosy neighbors and the tire kickers, we may get somebody that is interested. We'll do everything we can to get that offer. Plain and simple. Okay. All right. So let's fast forward, because Chris, 6 years later, gave me another video, which I'd like to share with you guys. And that was in 2018. And you'll see how in 6 years, how he grew and his team grew just by using open houses.
Hi, my name is Chris Suarez. I am from Portland, Oregon, and I have built a really big business around open houses. About 50% of our business comes from open houses as the original source. I started using open houses when I moved cities, landed in the state of Oregon, and didn't know anybody, didn't have Sphere, didn't have friends, and started doing open houses to generate interest, to generate clients, to find buyers, to find sellers. We started with open houses about 5 to 6 days a week, with the goal of adding 2 people to the database every single day from an open house. The open house started on Saturday, but there was activity 6 days before that open house leading up to it. It's a multi-pronged strategy. There's marketing, right? There's prospecting involved. And ultimately it's building the database. So whether one person shows up or 20 people show up or 50 people show up, our vision and our mission in that open house, our psyche or our mindset around that open house is, did we add someone to the database? And if we did, it's a win. Gary talks a lot about time on the right task over time is what really matters. So really going back and saying, maybe I did the opens, but was I spending my time and putting my energy into the right tasks around those open houses? Are you going to call around the open house? Make sure it's in your schedule. Are you going to door knock around your open house? Make sure it's in your schedule. Is there going to be some marketing around the open house, whether it's print or digital? Make sure that's in your schedule. So the advice is choose it, stick to it, and then just have faith that if you do specific activities, right? Success leaves clues. So just pick up the clues and they will lead to that successful open house and that successful open house business.
Okay, so what odds did we get from there? If you noticed, he said over 60% of his business is from open houses today, okay? And he runs the biggest team, or one of the biggest teams, 19 strong. Some of you that are on this call or on the daily call with me know one of his participants, Deldy Ortega, is Chris Suarez, one of his constituents. So with that in mind, let's move on to the rest of the handout, and we'll start getting into why it's so important. Let me see what I do with the handout. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Have too many. I'm gonna start talking like James Shore, pushing too many buttons. They got me pushing too many buttons. Let's see, where'd it go? Maybe I closed it. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right with you. Open house, right. There we are. Now it's back up, and let me share. There we go. Okay, so as Chris Suarez said, you stick a sign in the yard the first day, right? You start 7 days prior, 6 days prior. Why? Because if you're doing an open house on Saturday or Sunday, Monday, you should put a sign in the yard, open house coming soon. Right? Easy peasy. Second day, you put a sign in the yard, you put a sign in the yard with balloons and riders. Now, this could be day of, or this could be before. Put the sign next to the for sale sign, put a sign with balloons or riders saying coming soon or open house coming soon. Now, for those of you that are frugal, that's the word I'm going to use. Where do we get these balloons? Anybody? Anyone?
Dollar General.
Dollar General, that's a good place, yeah. But how many of you like FREE?
Public,
Huh?
Publix.
Publix.
Yeah,
Oh,
they are
Lou, you've
free.
been to this class before. So
Dollar
Publix is
Store.
our local grocery store. It's a major grocery store in Florida. So find your local grocery store, because aren't you going in there to buy the water, the bottles of water and the snacks maybe for the open house? And then you're going to say to them, we're having a mega function this weekend. Don't say open house. Say we're having a mega function. Could we get balloons? They already have them blown up. They've already got the ribbons on them. Yeah, I know they say Publix, but who cares? The idea is when you attach them to the sign, it's waving, it's animation, dragging them in, and it costs you absolutely nothing. If you want to go to a dollar store, Dollar General, get the pack of it for $1, then you got to blow them up, this and that. If you want to go one step more, if you don't want to do that with Publix, go to the dollar store. They're easy. They're usually 2 for $1 or 3 for $1. They're called pinwheels. Pinwheels. Anybody know what I'm talking about? They're little spinners that when the wind hits them and they're in different colors, you can easily attach them to your open house signs. And then they're what? Reusable, reusable, reusable. But it's building excitement and building excitement. I mean, I've seen some agents that go really over the top. They buy the air balloons that go 8 feet in the air and start waving and dancing that you see in front of the used car lots. Ain't nothing wrong with that either. Then it starts to get a little more expensive. This will help you, I promise you, and for an easy peasy price. Level 3, sign in the yard. Sign in the yard with balloons and riders. Directional signs at all key corners with balloons and riders. What's the shortest distance between 2 points?
Straight line.
Straight line. So yes, when you get into that community, take the most direct way to that open house. Don't have them going around and down. I've seen where I had to drive for a mile before I got to it, where I could have just went directly to it. So be cognizant of that, number one, unless in the area where you're at, subdivision per se here in Florida, they may be having a garage sale or an estate sale, and your house is right near it. Drive that traffic right to your house that's coming. That's additional traffic that may not be coming to the open house. And because they're going to the estate sale, they see your house first, they may just stop in. You never know. Easier peasier way to get more people through the door, okay? Level 4 is a sign in the yard. A sign in the yard with balloons and riders, directional signs at all key corners with balloons and riders. Flyers, not the day before, though. Email invites and post it on websites. The listing agents here for us will post it on the websites. Don't worry about it. They take care of it, the listing coordinator. You can post it on where? Your social media. Take it and put it right on your social media. Hey, I'm hosting an open house this weekend. Come one, come all. Post it on your Facebook business page, your Facebook personal page. In addition, flyers. So the week before, guess what? You got to get out of your comfort zone and go and do what? Door knock. Door knock. That's what's part of a 7th level open house. Because what happens? Well, you'll see level 5 says all 4 and says go invite neighbors. All right? Meaning you door knock. Hey, how you doing? We're having an open house this Saturday from 11 to 3. We'd like to invite you, the neighbors, to come for a private showing, 10 a.m. Bring a friend, family member, co-worker that's looking to move in this beautiful neighborhood. Oh, by the way, how are you doing with the pandemic? Have you thought about, are the walls closing in on you? Have you thought about selling your home? The idea of this is, guys, you might get business before that open house. Oh, you know, I'm not looking to sell, but my neighbor across the street was telling me they're looking to do it. Insert who? You, because you're there. In spite of yourself, you might get business right then and there. Okay? Now, it says 100. Cross that out to 200 because we're bold. What does that mean? Easy way. Stand in front of the door that you're doing the open house. Go 50 east, west, north, and south. You want to be energetic? Go 200 more. Who cares? By doing the activity, and for those of us in Florida, do it in the early morning. Why? Because it's cooler until the sun starts beating down on us. But it's still nice. Get out, get fresh air, get energy, whatever. Okay? So that's a level 5. Level 6 would be sign in the yard. Sign in the yard with balloons and riders. Directional signs at all key corners with balloons and riders. Flyers the week before. Email invites and post it on websites. Go invite the neighbors. Get on a phone that morning and remind everybody. Yes, get on a morning, remind everybody. What's the easiest way to do that? It's called slide dial. It's an app. Slide dial. When you set it up, you could do 100 people, whatever, and it'll automatically just call them and leave them an instant message. Hey, wanted to invite you to our open house. Don't forget, today at 11. See you there. Thanks. Okay. All right. The 7th level, sign in the yard. Sign in the yard with balloons and riders. Directional signs at all key corners with balloons and riders. Flyers the week before. Email invites. Go invite 200 neighbors minimum. Get on the phone that morning and remind everyone. Last but not least, and this is the most important one. This is what separates the megas from the minors. You are going to hold 4 other open houses in the area in various price ranges that very same day. So in reality, you're going to hold 5 open houses that day. Don't freak out. I'm going to teach you how to do it. It's real easy. Okay. All right. Any questions on the 7th level open house? I'm sorry?
I have a question.
How are you going to hold 4 others? I'm glad you asked that question. We're going to talk about that. All right. Stay tuned. So on the bottom of page 71, Gary Keller says, some agents just stick a sign in the yard and call it lead generation. I've seen that too many times. Others go 6 steps beyond this and call it lead generation. The big question is, what do you call lead generation? So I'm going to put it out there right now. Shame on you. Shame on you if you're holding an open house for 2 hours and 2 hours only. I see that all the time. I see that all the time. Oh, open house today, 2 to 4, 12 to 2, 1 to 3. Really? Why'd you even get out of bed? If you're going to do a 7th level open house, it's an 8-hour day. What? Yeah, it's a full 8-hour day. Let me share with you. My open houses are generally scheduled 11 to 3, 11 to 3. At 9 a.m., I will show up. Why? Well, to put out 100 signs, it's going to take me time. Number one. Number two, I promise you, because I'm putting out that many signs, my open house will open before 11 because there's going to be people coming out and approaching me saying, well, where's the open house? Where's it? What is it going? I'm not going to say, come back at 11. Follow me, I'm going to say. And they follow you into the open house. So you might get early risers that come in. So 9 to 11 is 2 hours. 11 to 3 is 4 hours, right? That's 6. We all know when you try to close the doors at 3, that's when everybody shows up, whatever hour it is. Takes you an hour to get them out there, right? Yeah, takes you an hour to get them out of there. So that's 4. And then I don't know how, I don't know why, but it seems every time I got to go pick up 100 signs, it only takes me an hour. We're in blitz mode or something, and we get them. That's your 9 to 5. That's your 8-hour day. But I promise you, that's how you should do this if you intend to do a lead generation. So remember I stated to you guys that when you start to put out those signs early in the morning, you should get additional traffic. All right, so don't take it from me. Let's take it from somebody that was a former Ignite student, is now in our ALC, And she made this video for me. This video is about 5 years old, but I promise you, it speaks truth. And I'll show you right away. Let me see, video. Where is she? Where is she? Just give me 1 sec. Gotta find this. It's not there. It's not there. There. There we go. Okay, come on. I'm a technology master.
Hey guys from Ignite.
Oh, there she goes. Let me make sure I'm sharing it. Okay, so that's AOC member Sandy Barney. And let's see what she's got to say.
This is Sandra Barney and
Mr. Millennial. How's it going, guys?
hey guys. So we're hosting this mega open house. You want to tell them the
Cover it.
address?
Okay, so this one is in Hunters Creek. It's a 4-2 over 2,300 square feet with a huge pool and an even better lake view on the other side. The address is 14509 Patanao Trail in Orlando.
Yes, guys. We're gonna be here from 2 to 6 p.m. So come and join us. And also, this is actually for Ronnie.
Yeah,
So
Ronnie.
I really don't think we put enough signs this time. What do you think, Moises?
I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully Ronnie approves of it because we tried really hard for this one.
Yeah, exactly. I think nobody's gonna notice us. But you guys can tell us. I mean, let's see. Is this enough? I don't know.
I think enough sign.
We should put definitely a little bit more signs.
Another 5 to 10.
Maybe another 15 or 20 signs. So guys, this is the house. You can see all the signs here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We already had some families coming in and expecting more right now in a few moments. Our open house was going to be at 2 o'clock, but we actually had people coming in at 1 and driving through, and we didn't want to say no. Yeah, we just want them to come in. So you guys want to join us, just come here. We're going to be here till 6 o'clock. So Ronnie, hope that we make you proud.
See you Monday, Ronnie.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, so it works, guys. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. It works. The more signs you put, the better you have it. Now, you can also take different ways to do it too, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Let me get back to the material, the handout, because most of this is already in the handout for you, letting you know how to do this and how to set this up. So, and it's all about getting you guys leads. So we said most open houses, I think we would agree, are on when? I beg your pardon? Weekend, Saturday and Sunday, okay? So how about if you did an open house during the week? Let me ask you a question. What type of buyers are you going to attract during the week?
Flexible with their work schedule, or maybe it's
Go for it.
maybe it's someone that's not working and
That could be. But most of the time, anybody that's coming to your open house during the week is highly motivated to buy. If they're taking time out of their busy schedule to go to your open house, that's why during the week open houses work and work well. What are the favorite times? Well, you could do afternoon lunch hour to catch the lunch hour people. You could also do the 4 to 6 crowd to catch the people coming home from work. The signs will drive them. Yes, they're stuck in traffic and they're going in, and then they see 20 of your signs in a row because you did the right thing. Well, I can get home in an hour, but I've been thinking about buying a home. And they go to the open houses. Just saying. You want a high traffic area, number one. When's the best time during the week? Any day is good, but I'll tell you this. Is Thursday better than Friday or Saturday? Well, even Friday's good. Why? You beat the weekend open houses. You get the traffic before they go on the weekend. Is Monday good? Absolutely. Why? You catch the people that miss the weekend open houses. So there's method to the madness of doing these open houses. And you saw Chris Suarez says they did 5 to 6 a week. Yeah. You get out of it what you put into it. Okay. All right, so let's continue with the handout. This comes right out of the Ignite book. The other one was right out of the Shift book. It's just the same thing. This is in your Ignite toolkit. Those of you that are in Ignite, I pulled it right from it. A couple of boxes I have highlighted specifically because I'm so glad Keller Williams finally came out and said, do not do an open house by yourself. I've been preaching it for years. My short story. I did a 2-story, fully furnished, turnkey vacation rental. Thank God I had somebody else with me when 12 people came through the door at the same time. And the kids ran upstairs and this one went this way. And all I said was the agent, I pointed to my eyes and said, watch. Yeah, you can't control it. What if I was by myself? Human nature is what? Generate and gyrate to the first one that walks through the door, right? Hi, how are you? Welcome to the open house. The others walk past you, may look. If you don't get time to pay love to them, they may just walk out the door. Never signed in, you never got to greet them. Oh, by the way, those were the buyers. The ones that you were talking to was the looky-loo. That's why you need a partner. Listen, COVID helped us. Why did COVID help us? Because you're going to see it's in the material here, and I'll show you from NAR, from COVID. If you're running a 7th level open house and you're running it COVID compliant, number one, it's masked. You may have to provide them a mask, so you better buy masks. They're so cheap right now, it's ridiculous. You can get 50 for $7.95. I remember you could get 2 for $7.95, okay? So it's so ridiculous now. You could do gloves. You don't have to get medical gloves, go food service gloves. That's what they use at the buffets now because they're big and they're loose, but they provide the same activity. Also provide what? Booties, or tell them to take their shoes off. This is good to let the seller know that you are being COVID compliant. Number one. Number two, you tell them no more than 6 people at a time. Look, they're not going to run away. Old way, they probably would have run away, got insulted. Everybody understands pandemic COVID, okay? That shows you are professional. All right, so let's see what they got to tell us here. It says 3 days before, confirm the date, time of open house with listing agent. Print a map of the neighborhood surrounding the open house, a 5-mile radius that you could hand out to, well, if it's a gated community, sometimes they're a little difficult, but if it's a man-gated, then you can give it to the man at the door or lady at the door to hand to somebody to give it how to get there. Research sign placements, regulations, HOA, city, county, etc. The nasty, nasty, nasty code enforcement will pick up your signs. Most of the nasty, nasty, nasty code enforcement works Monday through Friday. That's why Saturday, Sunday open houses are not that bad because you probably won't get code enforcement picking up your signs, except in Seminole County, because a COE picked up 14 of my signs. How do I know this? Because the nosy neighbor ran in, busting out laughing and said, hey, code enforcement just picked up 14 of your signs. She thought I was going to get all upset, drop everything, run out, and go chase them. How much did I tell you I paid for my signs? $4 times 14, it's $56. Had I left that open house, the potential to get a $6,000 commission, I just threw out the door. I did not break stride. I said, thank you very much. How can I help you? And welcome to the open house. Her face went from smile to frown because she didn't get it. You should take the same attitude. Now, look, if those are borrowed signs from a team, do the same thing I just did. They already know that that can happen. If it does, just politely tell them, hey, code enforcement got us because I had the signs out there. I'm sorry about that. I promise you, 99% of them are not going to say, you owe me for those signs. They're going to say, don't worry about it. I promise you. That's what a business owner does. A realtor would have said, you owe me the money for it. Okay? That's how you separate the business owner from the realtor. All right, next thing, order 10 helium balloons. You don't have to. I told you, go to Publix where shopping is a pleasure. There's your helium balloons for free. Get 1 yard sign with a rider. No, put as many as you can put there. Get 10 to 25. You know, I will add a 0 to that. That's 100 directional signs, and print at least 200 flyers because I'm going to 200 homes. So you see, I've got the box there. Role play scripts with your partner. Know what you're going to say. Know what you're going to do. I use a script that's a converted buyer lead script that we learned in bold. Marietta, do you remember the first 5 seconds of the phone call? You were in bold, right?
I was in bold before, yes.
Remember the first 5 seconds of the phone call? It's a
You're
great property. Everybody seems to be calling
it's
in.
a very popular property.
See, it's ingrained in you, right? Because we took it enough time.
Yes.
So Ronnie took it instead of being a phone call. Hi, welcome home and welcome to this open house. What brings you here? Well, I'm in the neighborhood, blah, blah, blah. You know, this is a great property. Everybody seems to be coming in to look at it. So you're in the market to buy a home? You just ask them, are you in the market to buy a home? Embedded command. No, actually, we'd love to buy this home, but we need to sell ours. Ding, 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 ding. Can I apply for that job to sell your home? I'm so glad you're here. It works 2 ways. You can get 2 ways out of it. That's the best part. If they say, yes, we're in the market to buy a home. If they don't give you this, where it's, don't keep talking to me because I don't want to hear you. Say, please take a look around. You got to feel out their temperature. Please take a look around. Let them go around. If you have a survey sheet, hand it to them. Ask them to please fill it out. I'm not worried about them signing in. Why? Because I've already taken care of that. You'll see that in a few minutes. Okay. Those of you that are in the office already saw how I take care of it. Okay. Next thing. Let me ask you, what price point, what price range do you feel comfortable in? Whatever they tell you. Next thing is, are you doing cash or financing? We discussed that yesterday night, cash or financing. Why? You don't want to insult them by saying, are you doing financing or cash? Make it think like everybody can pay cash. They'll tell you, no, I'm doing financing. I'm doing financing. Okay, great. Have you spoken to a lender? Look how you're building rapport. And they may not have even toured the whole entire home. The goal is to what? Set an appointment. That's what it is. It may be the appointment right there. Oh, yes, I already have a pre-approval from my bank. I've been with them 25 years. That's fantastic. You know, I'm so glad that you're here today. I'm glad that you're at the bank, you had the pre-approval. May I share something with you? So our company, Keller Williams, has a division called Keller Mortgage, okay? And as you notice here, I'm going to show you that with Keller Mortgage, we're at this property right now. And this is the property we're at, the open house. And you see it's listed for $328, whatever. And you'll see it says, save up to, and you let them read it, $3,816 on your next home loan. Every listing that comes up, it says that. Well, what is that? Well, let me explain it to you. So, Holly, you owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. Can I share with you? So our company has a division, Keller Mortgage. It's called the 0+ loan. I know you love your bank, but you probably paid what? Some kind of application fee. It's usually $350 to $500. Keller Mortgage doesn't charge that at all. There's no application fee. There's no origination fees. There's no lender fees. Over $150,000 loan, you will get $1,000 back at closing. That will help you for what? For your inspection and your appraisal, right? Oh, guess what? When you decide to go under contract, day one of the contract, Keller Mortgage orders that appraisal. We may get that appraisal back before you even do the inspection. Meaning what? Save you money. Because maybe it comes back and says, this is way overpriced. And the seller's not looking to budge. And you say, okay, let's cancel due to appraisal. And you cancel. Now you may be thinking in your mind, oh, wow, I'm on the hook for that appraisal. No, Keller Mortgage will eat the appraisal. They will not charge you. It's a great tool. So, Holly, you owe it to yourself to get a second opinion, no obligation. The only caveat is I must be attached to this transaction. This is also good when they tell you what, I'm already working with a realtor. I had a guy that was working with a realtor, till I showed him how much he could save using Keller Mortgage, and it changed. And he told his wife, "Why, honey, look at this." I said, "The only way I can get this to you is what's your 7-digit number? Give me your cell phone so I can share it with you." I share it instantly. Why? Because I want to hear ding, ding, ding that he got it, that he didn't give me a phony cell phone. That's how you capture their information. Now I can follow up. Oh, by the way, when they first click on Keller Mortgage, it instantly lets the loan officer know about them. Generally, I'll get a call within a half hour from that loan officer, even on a Sunday. "Hey, John Doe just signed up for Keller Mortgage. What can you tell me?" "Well, they're looking in the area, blah, blah, blah." "Okay, I'm going to reach out to them right now." Okay, that's keeping you in the loop. That's the easiest way to get them to give their information, number one. Number two, controlling the conversation and getting them to use you as the trusted realtor. Okay? All right, but you do that by role-playing the scripts with the partner, so you know that. 2 days before, you knock on 100 doors, well, we always said that, right? And you put 2 blank contracts on the right side there, just in case you meet a motivated buyer. Now, guys, I know it's the electronic age. Stop it. Stop it. The electronic age does what? Gets buyer's remorse, because now you're giving them time. I'm guilty of it too. I used to say, "Oh, go get lunch and I'll go back to the office and I'll go it up and I'll electronically send it to you." And then I sent it to them and I didn't hear nothing. And you know what I heard? "Oh, we changed our mind at lunch." If you go to my car right now in my mobile office, that's what? An accordion file. There are 10 blank contracts and 10 blank listing agreements. Because in 2005, that was the boom. We wrote contracts on the hoods of cars, but because the time you got back to the office, that home was sold 3 times over. So if they say they're thinking or ready to put a contract now, write that contract right there in that home. Get them to sign it. In Florida, we have a 3-day to attach money, i.e. a good faith deposit, a handshake. If they say, "Well, what if I change my mind?" I'm going to put it in today. If you think about it tonight, you may not sleep in it tomorrow. So let's do the right thing, put it in today. If you tell me tomorrow that you changed your mind, you want me to get rid of it, we can pull it. They haven't attached money, so who cares? You have 3 days.
Hey,
right?
Ronnie.
Hey, yes?
Hey, I just wanted to say I did post a feedback survey that I do on my open houses that if somebody wants to use, please do.
Let me see. Let me see. I'm curious. Marietta Hayes open house. Let me see. Let me open it. It wants me to save it. All right, let me save it first. See, guys, and this is why we're on these calls every day, because it's called ahas. And most of us were taught ahas of something that Oprah had said, "Oh, it's an aha." We coin it as aha means agents helping agents. And that's what we do.
And it's called rip off and duplicate.
So we're like the NFL, copycat league.
That's right.
All right, let me see what you got here. Because it was a JPEG, and I'll see if I can share it with everybody right now. Thank you so much. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Very welcome.
Where'd it go? Open house. I think this is it. Oh my God. Okay, so this is like a picture, guys. This is a lot different from what I have. Let me share it. So you designed this yourself or you ripped it off from somebody? All right. We want your feedback. Circle an option on a scale of 1 to 4, 4 being great. Okay, she didn't go 1 to 5, she went 1 to 4. Okay, no worries. What's the backyard look like? What's the curb appeal? What meets your criteria? Meaning, why are you here? Is the primary residence, whatever. Kitchen and family, value of the home. When are you thinking of moving? That's motivation. That's great. 0 to 3 months, I'm going to waste time with you. 4 to 7 months, I may waste time with you.
Right.
8 months to a year, I'm not wasting time with you, or more than a year. But this also prompts what? To ask more questions, go 3 deep and ask, why is it more than a year? What's got to happen? Because you may hear something, oh, Marietta, I love that you did this. You may hear more than a year because, oh, I just signed a lease. I just signed a lease and we can't get out for a year. And if you ever come to my buyer presentation class, I'll tell you how to get rid of that. I'll tell you right now how to get rid of that. Oh, I'm so glad we're here today. You just signed the lease? Let me ask you, is there a lease break fee? What are you talking about? Somewhere in that lease, it'll say you may have to pay 1 month or 2 months. What's that 2 months come out to? Comes out to $3,000. Remember I said to you, I could offer you a Keller Mortgage, which saves you $3,800. There's your $3,000. Oh, well, you still need more money. Okay, let's see if we get a seller that is receptive to giving you back in a concession $3,000. Or maybe we can ask for a $3,000 reduction in price. Or maybe you don't want to do any of that. I'm still so glad you're here today because I have so many relationships with builders in the area. Have you considered new construction? We can go right now to new construction, lock in today's prices. You could pick the carpet, the tile, everything, and set a closing date of 1 year from now when your lease expires. That's the way you handle that. Instead of, oh, I'll contact you in 3 to 4 months. And then you find out that they went to my open house and they're already under contract because they knew what to do. Yeah, easy peasy. Same thing with they're not ready now, 6 months, 8 months. Why? Well, because they're in the lease and it ends in 6 months. Oh, no worries. Same script.
So with the new builder, you can pick the date, like even though the house is already in July, I can tell them, oh, I'm just gonna close it.
You've heard of to be built home, right? Yeah. The builders have to be built. So you sign a contract today. I don't want an inventory home. I want a home that's going to be ready 6 months from now, a year from now. That's okay. No worries. All right. So great. And let's see. Overall price for this house. Very good. Okay. Are you working with an agent? Look at that. She wants to know yes or no. Now, I use a line in my script. After they would go through that script, I may ask them something like, what brought you here? Well, I've been looking for a home. How long have you been looking? I've been looking 4 to 6 months. Okay. So you're not going to ask if they say that I've been looking at 4 or 6 months or a month or 2 months, whatever they say. You're not going to say, are you working with an agent? Because I promise you they're working with hundreds of agents. What you're going to say is this script. I assume since you came into this open house directly to me, you are not attached to an agent. That took away, are you working with an agent? Okay. I assume since you came directly to me, you are not working with an agent. All right. So also has, where did you hear about today's open house? Facebook, Next Tech Classifieds. Okay, that must be something in Kansas. Newspaper. Who uses a newspaper nowadays? Must be a local newspaper. Okay. Yeah, they still work, right? The Hayes Gazette or the HayesOpenHouses.com. That must be a website. Fantastic, guys. Hey, Corny works too, you know? Because why? What did Ronnie just do? He said, newspaper? Who knows a newspaper? But it means I looked at this. So if I was a buyer, I was paying attention.
Right. And sometimes we do have a newspaper that goes out, and but this one I probably should have taken off the newspaper because we do not participate with the newspaper. It's too much.
I'd leave it.
Yeah,
I'd leave
it. Leave it be done. If they circle it, then you know they're lying.
Well, not necessarily, because I'll tell you why, Marietta. In my buyer presentation class for buyers, I learned the 20-point buyer presentation from Sean Kokosa, which I still use. The opening kit is a 3-page survey. On there it says, how did you hear about us? Radio ads, TV ads. I don't do radio ads. I don't do TV ads. But Sean always said, you'd be surprised how they'll circle that. And that's how you get to know that they may have seen Keller Williams somewhere by somebody else's ad. Who cares? But in their mind, they thought it was you because you brought them to that. So leave the newspaper on there. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's phenomenal. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that. We appreciate that. All right, let's get back to task at hand. Would somebody make sure they wave their hand or call me at 10:30 because I want to give you guys a break, okay? All right, so let's get back to our share. Okay, so 2 days before it says invite the neighbors, advertise. Again, it says role play scripts with a partner, with a partner, with a partner. That's the partner that you're going to be doing that open house with. Why would you role play with somebody that's not going to do the open house with you? I don't think the other person would not want to participate, okay? All right. Next thing, put together a home book to display at the open house. Ask the seller to do that. Most vacation homes already have that. What do? They put a book out there, and anybody that stayed there for the week, they'd like them to put in, how'd you like the house, blah, blah, blah. It was a vacation home. We're lucky here in Florida. Most of them are vacation homes. It's easy just to make sure that's out there, so it shares. Oh, we love this home. We wish we could own it, blah, blah, blah. It helps leverage for you to get the home sold. All right, day before, assemble your showing kit. Mask, glove, we talked about that, shoe protectors, bottle, notepads, flash. This is your Realtor Survival Kit. How many of you have your Realtor Survival Kit in the back of your car, in your trunk? What's the number one item? Marietta says yes. What's the number one item that must be in that Realtor Survival Kit?
Mine is Clorox wipes and Germex. So those are mine.
True, but let's go one step further. What else is number one that should be in there?
Your mask, gloves? I don't know.
Pandemic, but one step further. You must always have Charmin toilet paper.
You can't use Charmin. It clogs up the drain.
All right. How many times do you walk into these vacant homes and there's nothing there and you got to go?
Oh, no. You don't use their bathrooms.
Well, sometimes you don't have the luxury. Okay. So you got to make sure you're protected. So I have 2 rolls in my car at all times in a nice wrapped up plastic bag sealed. Okay. Also, flashlight and either electronic or regular tape measure. I can't tell you how many times. I don't know if my furniture is going to fit. Here's the tape measure. Go ahead. Well, I'm not sure of the measurements. We'll approximate, whatever. Okay. It's good to have that there. All right, so you see it says sanitizing wipes, as Marita said, toilet paper. I took these out of when we first started with pandemic, Clorox wipes. I'm not, giving them love. I'm just saying you need wipes, you need all-purpose cleaner. You see it says Fabuloso. It is proven is 99.9% germ effective. Why am I saying Fabuloso? That bottle is in the dollar store for $1. It's about, I think it's 32 ounces. That works 2 ways. It makes the counters and everywhere else disinfected. Number 2, if you don't like this scent, because I've heard people challenge me, oh, it's so offensive. Okay, most people say, no, it's not offensive. It's nice, clean, fresh. They also come in other scents. Check that also. You will take a towel. You will take a little bit of Fabusend. You will go to every door jamb and you will put it nose high. Because when they walk through the doors into the bedrooms or through the front door, it smells nice. Old school was what? Bake cookies and have them cooking in the oven to give the nice warm smell. Air fresheners, okay? This is so much more economical and so much more easier, and it's a lot better to put it nose high at every door jamb. And I promise you, It'll make it smell nice and fresh and clean. Okay. So if someone has an allergy, make sure you use something that's non-offensive to them per se. And guess what, guys? If somebody says, oh, I'm so offended by that smell, I don't think I want to come to this open house. That could be a bologna sandwich just to say, oh, I changed my mind. Okay. Also, that tells you the type of person you're going to deal with if you're going to go under contract. They may be like that from start to finish. And does everybody want to work with cray cray? No. Okay. All right. Countdown checklist. Before the open house starts, role play your scripts with a partner. Arrive early to ensure the open house smells and looks clean and welcoming. Open all shades and drapes everywhere. You don't want it to look like a coffin. Open all shades and drapes. Why? You want the sun to come in. You want the buyer to say, God just told me I need to buy this home because they saw the light. Okay. All right. What else? Open windows if weather permits. In Florida, keep the air conditioner on. Turn on all lights. Spray air freshener. Oh, I just solved that. Don't spray the air freshener. Use Fabuloso. Light a candle or bake cookies. Okay. White countertops. Ensure valuables, breakables, and prescriptions are safely hidden. Make sure if it's owner occupied, the owner knows to put away all valuables prior. Don't leave yourself open. Okay. Ask each visitor to sign the guest register. If you have a drawing, ask them to enter that as well. That's corny and it still works. What do I mean by that? Hey, here's a Starbucks card, sign up to be there. It's a tease to get them to give all their information. It's okay. What's another way for FREE to get them involved to give all their information? Anyone? Anyone? How many of you have vendors that the reason that they're in your database or your Rolodex is because they give you love? So I have a vendor. She is an insurance company. Every time I say I got an open house, she may show up. That's another pair of eyes, which is fantastic. That solves me having to share leads with a partner, right? Because y'all want to share, right? Because she's there. I still bring a partner because I'm not like that. Number two, when I tell her I'm having an open house, she'll bring a basket of cheer. Basket of cheer may have some goodies in that. And then we raffle that off for FREE. I didn't pay for it, she did. But because I'm give her all my insurance leads, that's why she does that. You can bring a title person. Barney brings her lender. Her lender makes little bags for her. Doesn't charge Sandy because she knows she's going to get the buyer leads from that open house. You don't want to share leads, bring your lender. The lender's still going to be a pair of eyes, still somebody to watch, and may provide you with stuff. They may also print the flyers in color. I would strongly encourage you to not print any in color that you're going to door knock with, because most of them are going to go where? In the garbage. Okay? So print the black and white. When you're at the open house, put it on the easel, one in color, and the rest of them in black and white. Or get your lender, title person, insurance person to print them up in color for you. Yeah, their name's going to be on it, but that's okay because you're working with them, right? That's the easiest way to get around that. All right. So we have things say here, greet visitors within 5 seconds. Yep. You can't let them get in that door without greeting them. You must greet them. Don't be timid. I heard, she's now an ALC member, come to my open house, working with me, said I was too aggressive. They're only coming in for one reason, buy, sell, or looky-loos. I'm not wasting time. If they don't want to buy or they don't want to sell, why do I even need them in this house? Taking up time that I could be working with somebody that does want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. Okay? All right. Clean up. I don't have to tell you guys, clean up, leave the house exactly as you found it, turn off all lights, lock all doors, et cetera, provide feedback to the listing agent. Remember, every guest is a lifelong client in the making. Open house safety. I don't have to tell you guys, please park where you cannot get blocked in. Meet the neighbors. Yeah, if you see a nosy neighbor, they may be your lifeline. in case you have trouble. Check your phone, make sure it's charged. Guys, please don't come with your charger and have to charge your phone because it's on 1%. Do it ahead of time, be proactive. Make sure your cell phone number strength is good. If you're in an area that doesn't have cell phone, then you better watch yourself. Or that's great while you have a partner, okay? Keep it light, turn on the lights and open the curtains. Establish your escape routes. Yeah, you may want to leave that back door open so you get the hell out of there if you have to, okay? And I'm not trying to be overprotective or trying to get you guys nervous, but you just got to be smart. Set up the safety, check out your guests as they arrive, size them up. If you don't feel comfortable with them, don't let them in. Let me ask you a question. If they don't want to give you information or they're like, well, I just want to see the house and I'll be back in there, do you have to show them the home? No, this is someone's prized possession. You're responsible for it. You can refuse. Now, if you're by yourself, that's a little hard to push back. But when you've got a team with you or you've got a partner with you, it's a lot easier to say no. Okay? That shouldn't happen too often. There's not that many out there. You're going to get some that are going to go, whether it's electronically. Well, usually it happens with I use a old school sign-in sheet. You can use electronic. We're going to show you how to do in command with a QR code and how to do that. And if you don't have a signal, you still got to go old school. So you got to have a survey sheet or something to have them sign in. And on the sign-in sheet, you would shill it. Okay, you would put what? A couple of names, Mickey Mouse, John Doe. So they get the idea to put their information. Don't put Mickey Mouse, put John Doe, whatever you want to put. Okay. Also, never, ever, ever turn your back on a prospect. If you go around showing them the home and you go into a bedroom, never, ever, ever walk into that walk-in closet first. Because the last thing is they may close the door behind you, lock you in there. If it comes to that, let them go in at all times. And let them go in at all times. When I teach find and show homes, the way you show homes, you go to the door, you knock or ring the doorbell. You open the door, take one step back, you let the buyers in case you got to make a run for it. Okay? Yeah, be smart. Okay, God forbid. Marietta, how many times have you walked in on people that are in a vacant house?
I have not.
Oh, you didn't get that look.
We don't have that.
Okay, we must be fortunate here in Florida.
Yeah, we don't have any squatters. So
some of them were indisposed, had that happen. So you learn through attrition, guys. Yeah, be careful. All right. Before I cut you on break, I want to show you a couple of different things. We're talking about the sign-in sheet. So let me show you guys what my sign-in sheet looks like. So let me just get this.
Hey, Ronnie, while you're looking for that, can I share something?
Oh, Jade Wolf. Whoa! Yeah, go girl. Welcome.
So, thanks. We have established a code word in our office, and we're actively making it known. We had an agent showing a house this weekend, and they walked in on a burglary.
Wow.
Yeah. And so she didn't know what to do. She was new in our office, and she shared the story. So now we're actively making it known. Our office has a code word. It's red folder. So if we ever feel like we're not safe or what have you, we can call either someone we've already established up front, like, hey, I'm doing this open house or whatever. If I call you and say red folder, I need you to come to where I'm at or call authorities, what have you. And so the way they tell us is like, you get on the phone, like, hey, you know what? I forgot that contract at home. Can you run by the office and grab me one of those the red folder and bring it to me? I'm at such and such an address or, whatever. And that way they know that you at least feel like you're in danger and they know exactly what to do.
Nice. Absolutely. That's fantastic. Yes. And I can tell you here in our office, if you're here and you're going out to an open house, and of course on a weekend, you can't do that, but if it's during the week, let Maya at the front desk know, hey, I'm going to be at an open house. If I don't call you every half hour, send the police. Yeah, which is basically the buddy system, as Jade just mentioned. And Jade, while we're on break, do me a favor. Where are you from?
I'm in Augusta, Georgia.
Augusta, Georgia. Yeah. So change that Jade Wolf to Augusta, Georgia,
okay.
Jade Wolf, so we could all send you some referrals. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to show you guys part of my sign-in sheet and what we do. Let me just get a hold of that. Share. And there. All right. So there's my open house signs. Those are my open house signs. Okay. We got them going left, right, and we got them going forward and reverse. You need more forward than you need left and right. So you know that. Okay. You need more forward than you do left and right. That we found out. The corners are easy to do it. So that's what it looks like. I'll show you later how to get them for $4 each. All right. So this is why nobody does not sign in at the front door. And if you look, it's here in the office, is that 6-foot beautiful banner that says, welcome to our open house. What's the first thing it says? Sign in. Subliminally, view the house, ask questions, fall in love, and then, of course, make an offer. Presented to you by me, okay? So that's one subliminal way I get them. There's number 2. It's called Mini-Me. It's in front of the sign-in sheet. If by some reason they didn't see it outside, they see Mini-Me next to the clipboard. Now, if you're using an iPad to electronically do it, it still works. Why? Because it's telling them to sign in on that iPad. If you have it set up with a landing page sign-in sheet through command, fine. Till tells them, you mean business. You don't have to ask, did you sign in? They should already be running to sign in because you told them to, okay? Now, before you go crazy on me, this cost me $69 total. Yes, it's cheap. It's Build-A-Sign. When they run their special and they do $69, what do you call it? Banners. That's where you get it, okay? Online. This one, Mini-Me, I got at Vista. Vista cards, you know what I mean? Vista print. This was $34, okay? Yeah, it's not cheap. It's actually relatively more expensive than that $69. And it does what I wanted it to do. I was so happy when I saw it.
What's this called?
Vinyl. It's a vinyl banner. It's a banner is what you're looking for. Banner. Very good question. All right. So now you know 2 of my secrets. And you see how I do it. Okay. All right. So I don't kid around, guys. It's in the front of the house. You see how many signs I put out there, or to start with. Now, truth be told, you see it has a gate there? Most of you that preview homes know what? That's a builder's model. That's a builder's model. Usually the one that's got the gate around it is so you don't go into it first, because I think I have it. There you go. You see next door to it is the awning. That's where they want you to go in first. So you sign in, meet and greet the person. I was able to get that person, because he was great, to use this model home, put all these flyers, and then I said, hey, Tom, is it okay if I open that gate? Because there was a gate there. You see the gate's got the little thing on it? He says, sure, Ron. So guess what? I was able to do that to 3 months until his partner complained because all of the buyers were going through my door first and not their door. And who cares? I asked for permission first, and I was able to leverage it. And that's how I leveraged it, okay? So there's another one. I got it in 2 colors. That was at a different home. When we come back, I'm going to show you a video of a former agent in this office, Cindy Lavey. These are the stats from today's open house. This is prior to COVID, guys. This was 2016. She ran it for 3 hours. 126 people came through the door. She got 23 buyer leads, 0 cost per lead. Last week's open house, she did 3 hours, 177 people, through the door, 28 buyer leads, cost per lead was 0. And I'll show you the video about that. This is the granddaddy of open house signs. This team of 4 on July and 2/16 put out 171 signs. They got 28 leads and 1 contract that day. So that's the way you can get a lot through your doors, okay? And if you work in teams, you see how easy it is. 28 leads, who cares? That's 7 leads per person there. Times average 6,000 commission. Can anybody use $42,000? Yeah. Hello. All right. It's 10:35. Why don't we take a 15-minute break? And when we come back, we're going to finish up. Okay? Jade Wolf, Augusta, Georgia. When did COVID.
Is that in Windermere? Yeah, I'm still getting. We just yeah, because yeah, just here. Where's Texas? Oh, from Texas. Oh, okay. Yeah. How would you like it? We love change. Texas is our home. You know, we miss that a little bit, but my husband and I love a lot. So. Oh, okay. Yeah. There's so much more to do, and you're close to the coast. We have adult children, grandchildren, and our daughter and her husband, 2 girls. So we have some. So what's called? Let me see how far. Probably like which? So I'm off McGuire Road. Okay. You know where Windermere is, like Lower Main Street. Yes, I'm just Main Street. 2 minutes from that. Oh, okay. So I'm on the other side. Like you go over to 545. Okay. And on the other side. Okay. Like, the publics. I do go to Publix on McGuire and on that cross street. McGuire and Main Street. Yes. No, it's not far. No, it's not far. What's your? Well, I'll take a short. Yeah. Waiting for my headshot for the card, but I can keep my contact. So, are you gonna do the GitHub link next week? The what? The headshot? Yes, I am. I'm gonna do it.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. We are back. We're going to continue where we left off. And let's see, I had showed about Cindy. Yep. All right. So let me show you that video because it's very powerful. And you guys might say, if you've been to open houses today, well, this looks like an open house today. Well, this was 5 years ago, guys, before pandemic and all that. The pandemic created a lot of this urgency. Oops, hold on. Okay, so Cindy's going to be, oh, maybe I'll just freeze it to be easier. Cindy is on the left of the screen there. She's in the gray and black top. Okay, and this is when she had, I think it was either 126 or 177 people coming to and attending her open house. Now, of course not. She did not do it by herself. But still, to create this much excitement at one open house generated 28 leads. And as she said, cost of the lead, 0. That's the point. So imagine, how could you share love with all these people if you were by yourself? It ain't happening. This is what a 7th level mega open house does. Okay. And I got one last video for you. And we should be done with that show. Excuse me, I got 2. First one I got, let me see, is this the one? Let me see. Nope. That's a JPEG. Oh, well, that's the JPEG. Okay. All right.
Hey, I'm out at an open house, right?
Okay, so this is a brand new agent that has only been with us. Well, now she's not really brand new. She's with us now, I think, about 6 months. Her name is Melissa. It's now Grain. It was Hardy. That was her maiden name. She made this TikTok because she listened to Ronnie. I said, put up all the signs. That was all the signs you can. So she made a TikTok. That TikTok.
Hey, I'm out at an open house right behind Magic Kingdom. So as soon as those fireworks get started back up, eventually, you'll be able to see them from your backyard. Let's go see it. Killing it with Kenny G. Slay. Nice big dining area. And opening up into a really big open kitchen. Into our living room. Nice bonus room where you can see out into your backyard with these really cute plants. Look at that. All right, let's go into the backyard. And then we'll head into the master, passing the washing room. Big master bedroom. Nice walk-in shower with a separate bathroom. Come check it out.
Okay, so that was old TikTok when it was only what, maximum of 1 minute. Now you can do 3 minutes. So if you want, you can go more with that. And what's the point I want to make? So she did this, and the very next day, we looked at it. And the very next day, oh, come on, Zoom, work with me. There we go. She had 46,200 views for one little TikTok. I know it's over about 100,000 right now, 6 months later. The key is, out of those 46.2, she got 4 buyers. She closed 2 of them. We're doing a 1 minute TikTok at our open house. So social media works too, guys. All right. And TikTok is the new kid on the block for real estate. So you can use that. So last thing I have, and then I won't bore you anymore with our videos. Let me see. Because I practice what I preach. If you're not familiar with it, this is called Reunion Resort. It's a big monster resort. There are condos in there starting at $350, going up to $800. It's called the Bears Den. Bears Den is a private built on a 17th green, a 17th fairway, 18th fairway in there. It's a private gated community inside Reunion. Reunion is a 24-hour man-gated community. Reunion Resort, the Golden Bear, as it's called, the Bear's Den, was created by the golfer Jack Nicklaus. Those homes, when I started there in 2019, we did it for 3 months. I think I told the story yesterday to Ignite. Started at 1.5 million, went to 5 million, those homes. We were in a 1.5 million fully furnished homes. And we did this for 3 months. The first day, we had 21 people show up at that price point. Only because I put out 100 signs. Yeah, I know why it happened. The caveat to this is this. I told you it's a 24-hour man-gated community. We had 0 signs outside of Reunion because you would say, okay, you draw the traffic in from outside. Nope. 100 signs inside the community, and we drew 21 people that were already staying there, vacationers, owners, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So that's the key. The signs work, as I keep saying. All right, so let me just show you what I'm talking about.
Open house extravaganza. Join us today. We're here at the Bears Den.
Bears Den located in Reunion.
This is the Nicholas Golf Course.
The famed Nicholas Golf Course. And come to our open house. It's open today from 10 to 6 at 991 Jack Nicklaus Court.
You cannot.
I hope you can find us. All you got to do is follow the yellow brick road of open house signs.
Literally follow the yellow brick road. As you can see, we're doing it the right way. Check if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? There we go. Look at that. Ronnie, did we put enough signs out?
I don't think we did. Okay, so that's basically what you do, and that's how you can do a 7th level open house. Okay, so let's move on to the material. I got some more stuff we got to show you guys. And we have to answer that question. How are we holding 4 additional open houses in one day? Inquiring minds want to know. All right, so let's get back to Zoom, get back to the sheet. What's that? Oh, that's very easy. That's very simple. So the question was, how do you share leads with a partner? So the next question I got to ask is, why do you ask that question? I'm sorry?
If I decided to go like an open house with a partner with a realtor.
I get it.
I just want to know what's standard and honorable, like what's the good practice.
Okay. So here's the reason why I never worried about that. Okay. Because if you're going to that, that means that you're worried about, am I going to get cut out? Now, truth be told, I know agents that do it this way. Okay, you take this one that walks through the door and I'll take the next one, and you take this one and I'll take the next one. They do every other, right? What happens when that's done? Sooner or later, you're going to say to yourself, oh my God, he or she gets all the good leads. I get nothing. What I do is we split 50-50 everything. Why? Because then what will you do? You'll step up and give 100% of yourself because you don't feel slighted, knowing that you got 50% of this piece. Whether I took them around the house or you took them around the house or you wrote the contract or I wrote the contract, whatever. When somebody knows that they're getting the whole of the half, you'll get them showing up for 8 hours. Not that I'm just here to shadow, right? Yeah. And there'll be no animosity. You'll also become a team that way. Your scripts are going to be better. You're going to know when person says X, you say Y. And actually, I'm going to use this term. You're attacking those buyers that way to make them get to the finish line, that you cultivate them. Oh, so you say you're working with a realtor. Let me ask you. Maybe this person that's talking didn't say that, your partner. Oh, well, let me ask you. I assume since you walked in here, you're not attached to them. Is that correct? Whatever, right? But now the banter's in there. Now you get their resistance down so you can do what you do best. Sell them a home, buy or sell their home. Okay? That's the way I do it. That's how I do it. I don't care if there was 4 of you with me. We're splitting it 4 ways. I could care less. Because I know this, and I'm holding up 1, is better than this. Who cares? So let's say we only got 1 deal and $6,000 commission. Are you happy with $3,000 for putting in 8 hours of work? Divide that by the hour. It's better than Mickey D's, right? And they're paying $15 an hour. I'm just saying. Oh, well. That's up to you. If they want to shadow, if you want them to step up to the plate, dangle the carrot in front of them. Now, don't forget, you may have to carry them, meaning that they may be very apprehensive. They don't know scripts. But guess what? You may now find somebody that's hidden, that's that rock star that we didn't know about, but they're a little apprehensive. And look, you might have brought them along, found out that might be your best open house partner. You don't know. That's what happened to me. The lady that was on there, Edith, she sat there in Ignite with me. She was all right. Then I said, okay, you want to do it? Because for me, I need somebody that speaks Spanish because I don't speak Spanish because I'm not Spanish. So I know the area gets a lot of Spanish leads. So number 1, I wanted her tongue. Number 2, I wanted somebody that could do it. Okay? She showed up. That's what I liked. She showed up. And then I shared with her all the scripts. If we had downtime, we're doing scripts and stuff. Now go look her up. Now she don't even need Ronnie no more. She's closing like crazy. She's a monster right now. So, and that's okay. But when she was with me in reunion for 3 months straight, putting out those signs, getting those leads. That's what it was about. Okay. Good question though. All right. Open house safety. We talked about that. Okay. What else do I have here? Okay, so this COVID-19 showing guidance during reopening. This came from NAR. This was last year. I think it was about April or May when we reopened. And it says adhere to social distracting recommendation, maintain them 6 feet, blah, blah, blah. No more than 6 people, I think, in there, or it says 4 toe. Use it as you want, okay? It's not in stone, all right? But it's a great leverage to tell the seller, this is our protocol that we take, and to keep the buyers at bay if you want. After showing, make sure you wipe it down, blah, 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 blah. Take care of everything. Okay, the first sheet here, this is the sign-in sheet from my Ignite when I taught, okay? Look, I know most of you are gonna go electronic and that's fine. Still keep this blank sheet in your car because when you can't get a signal or just don't work, you still need something to work with. This is also called a data mining sheet. Why? It says name, address, phone number. Why are you asking for the address? I beg pardon? Why are you doing a note card? Well, they showed up at the open house, so you'd like to thanking them for coming to the open house. Yes, that's exactly right. Very good. That's why you want the address, number 1. Phone number, so you can share the app. If you haven't shared it already, using MySpace. That's the easiest way, okay? Next thing, email, definitely email, so you can send them updates, etc. Then it data mines. It's almost like a survey sheet. It's a mini survey sheet. Currently, do you own or rent? Why you want to ask that? Exactly. If they own, they may be a seller. And if they're a renter, I want to buy, but I'm in a lease. Okay, we know how to handle that now, right? There you go. Ask questions. It gets to ask questions. When do you plan to buy a home? Now, 1 to 3, 3 to 6, others. So what? So you know how much love to pay with them. And or probably 3 to 6 months or other. Why is that? Why is that? Well, my credit's not that good. I am so glad you're here. Why don't you sit down with my loving lender right here and let's see what we can do for you.
Can we offer, there is some people that like they fix credit.
If you have a lender or vendor that you work with, all lenders can fix credit. They have programs. Talk to them, interview them. Please remember, you don't work for the lenders. They work for you. They want your business. They want your business. Holly and I found out Keller Mortgage is going after new agents trying to introduce themselves. The reason we knew is they put our former team leader as part of that little spiel. Yeah, and he's no longer with us. So that's how I knew. Red flag, red flag. See? Remember though, you don't work for them. They work for you. Ask questions.
About Keller Mortgage, the amount that they get, is it for like the $3,000? Is it for their closing costs, or do they actually get the check?
So the question is, with Keller Mortgage, do they actually get that all back? For in this instance, if it said get up to $4,000 with the loan, okay. So what do they get physically? $1,000 at the closing. $1,000 at the closing. Okay, they get $1,000. So who knows on the buy side what the buyer's closing costs are? Ooh, just like a contract class. So write it down. Buyer's closing costs, usually, generally, mostly, because don't say Ronnie said, I've heard that before. Usually, generally, mostly, approximately, buyer's closing costs are 3% of the offer price plus lender fees plus down payment. So how much are lender fees? I have never, ever, ever see a lender go higher than about $2,000, $2,200 on lender fees. Okay? $2,000. 3% of purchase price plus lender fees of $2,000 plus their down payment. If their down payment is 10%, 10% of the offer, and the bank's bringing 90. So if they're bringing 10 on 200,000, they're bringing 20,000 to the table. Okay, let's just talk about the closing cost in general. So it says 3%. All right, so 3% of 200,000 is how much? $6,000. That includes title, doc stamps, not the doc stamps that the seller pays. There are additional doc stamps. Remember from school, 35%, 70%. All right. 35%, 35 cents, 70 cents, sorry, on all 100. Yeah, look it up in the book, whatever. Anyway, also have recording fees, HOA, etc. Correct? So that's all in that 3%. The lender fees, 2,000. The lenders, some of them have application fees. Some of them have origination fees on top of that. So that's where that all comes into place. The down payment is the down payment. What we're talking about here with Keller is that they're taking away what? The $2,000. They're taking away an application fee. That could be $500. That's $2,500, right? They're giving you $1,000 back. It's $3,500. There's where that $3,800 was. Okay? That still helps the buyer, correct? Yeah. It's all in their pocket.
And Keller Mortgage works only with Keller's agents or with other agents?
You don't have to be a Keller agent to even do this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can do it on both sides of the coin, seller side or buyer side. Yep. So you bring me a full price offer and you say, my my buyer needs $3,000 towards closing cost. I'm so sorry, Samir. My seller is not paying any closing cost. I apologize. What I'd like to do is offer you Keller Mortgage. What are you talking about, Ron? Well, on this property, using Keller Mortgage, and because I'm attached to this transaction that can happen, we're going to save your buyer $3,800. In fact, I'm going to give him $800 more than he asked for. Just saying. Okay. So the lender is not going to be happy that they were using, and I just got to get to the finish line, right? I'm protecting my seller. That's what that's all about. Okay. So let's move on. So that's the time frame. How did you hear about us? If you notice, this looks just like Marietta's flyer that she had. And this is for, did you hear from a friend, driving by, signs, other. You want to see how your marketing is working, okay? That's a good sign-in sheet to use. If you don't want to, this is the new one that's in the current Ignite. You can find it in the toolkit. This one actually asks them, are you currently working with a realtor, okay? So you can use that. I do like the original one more because there's more data mining in there, ask the questions for us. This one, I think, wants you to use the script and ask them questions. So either one works, okay? Now, this is my open house flyer. Do you have to use this one? No, you can use any one you want. You can use the one from RPR. It's a single page one in the reports page. You can use the one in designs. There's plenty of them in designs. We're going to show you how to do one today for the sign-in sheet, okay? So this one I did, and this was with my partner that I was using at the time. It's another one, Ziamar. She's on the Pinnacle team. She's a buyer agent there. Before she joined the Pinnacle team, she was doing open houses with me. We did it. All we do is basically put some pictures, put the public remarks, and then, of course, we tag ourselves on the bottom of each one saying who we are, state license number is optional, and then our contact information. The next thing, because I know you asked that question, is a customer synopsis of the property, Of course it does. It's supposed to. Huh? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, why? Because they tried to get it back to 0, and they did. And then it started clicking again. Problem was, I knew it's been on the market before because of the 116. Subtract the 116 from 20 from the 116, 96 days, it was already on the market. As a good buyer's agent, I can tell my buyer, no, it's not been on the market 20 days. It's been sitting there for 116. Okay? It's a great tool. Most agents don't know how to use the right way. Okay. Other one, now you get into my pet peeve. Seller's property disclosure. Seller's property disclosure. When they tell you, oh, well, the seller never lived there. Tell them, and I quote, my buyers have told me if they don't get a seller's property disclosure, they believe the seller is hiding something. There are 3 columns on a seller's property disclosure. Yes, no, don't know. Don't let those agents that think they know what they're doing go like this and say, seller never lived there. No, then put don't know all the way down if you want to put that. Well, yeah, they never lived there. Why did they never live there? Oh, it was a rental. Oh, so let me ask you a question. You mean when there was a leak underneath the faucet, they didn't know because the tenant called them? But I bet you if my inspector goes in there and sees that stain, we're going to be asking for something new. Let's take it one step further. Maybe there was a leak in the roof and it got repaired. When the inspector goes up and sees that stain, we're going to ask for a new roof or roof repair. If you had the seller's property disclosure and said in 2000 whatever, roof was repaired by licensed roofer, then I'm going to say, oh, okay, Mr. Inspector, check it just to make sure that it's dry and everything like that. The seller's property disclosure works two ways. It'll eliminate lowball offers if you're on the seller side. It'll protect you on the buy side to ask for the right things. Okay. Seller disclosure is in DocuSign. Okay. It should be in the attachments on each listing. Remind me when we go into the next thing, I'll show you where that is. The reason I'm bringing it up is why, guys, in this office, you can't get your paycheck unless that seller's property disclosure is signed by at least your buyer. Okay? Yeah. Because we want to protect us from a lawsuit and you. Okay? The next one, this is called a 5-up, a 5-up. Okay? So I'm going to use this to my advantage, and I'll show you where it's located. So remember, the 7th level says hold 4 additional open houses in different price ranges the same day. This is how you do it. So our house, and I actually added 5 on here today on this one, which is okay. Our house here is listed at 512. Do you think the only people that are walking through the door are the people that can afford $500,000 home? No, you're shaking your head. Very good. They're coming in at what? Probably 450, 400, and they're coming in at 550, 600. Just go with that assumption. So on the 5-up, you will see I have a 595, I have a 584, I have a 575, I have a 450, I have a 369. You then, the day before or 2 days before, make sure they're vacant homes, not owner occupied, because owner occupied, then you're going to be inconveniencing owners, and you don't want to do that. You usually want ones that are vacant. You call the listing agent. Hi, Ronnie with Keller Williams Classic Realty. Thank you so much for taking my call. I see your property here at 13255 Moss Park, Ridge Drive, is vacant and available. Is that correct? Yes. Saturday between 11 and 3, I'm holding a mega open house. I would like exclusive access to that property. Will you bring in buyers? Yes, I have a mega open house. I intend to bring many buyers. You do that with all of these and get confirmation. And this is why you work with a partner. Why is that? Because remember my script when they walked in. This is a great property. Everybody seems to be coming in to look at it. Are you in the market to buy a home? Yes. Let me ask you, what price range do you feel comfortable with? I feel comfortable with less than 400,000. I am so sorry. This home is listed at 512. And if you come over here, guess what's on the table there? I have this home at 369. It's almost identical to the home here. Would you like to go see it right now? Now, because I had my lender, my partner, whatever there, I'm able to say, you know, if you don't feel comfortable, lock up, I'll be back. And I go take them and show them this home. Instead of letting them, oh, I'm so sorry, walk out the door. Now, most of you will go this route. Well, here, why don't you come here and I'll bring up the MLS and we can look for other homes. That takes time. This is instantaneously, you show them, I've got something for you in your price range. Let's go. If they don't like it, then what are you doing? You're building rapport and they say, you know, I get it. This didn't work for you. I think that what's better for you, tomorrow at 1 or Tuesday at 3, that we could meet and actually sit down and find you that perfect home. You just grab the lead guides. Instead of like most agents, oh, I'm sorry, this is 512, don't work. And the buyers turn around and walk out and walk down the street to my open house. This is how you hold additional open houses, every single open house. You protect yourself, protect the leads. Okay? Questions? Well, where did I find it? That should be the question. Where do I find it? Okay. So now let's show you where to find it. All right. Got to stop the share. And this also brings me up to how many open houses are available right now in this market center? Does anybody know? No? What do you mean you don't know? So your MLS is your best friend. You don't have to keep your furniture like mine, but I would highly encourage you to put my listings, Market Watch, the way I have it. Why? Because every time you log in, all you gotta do is hit the crossrays, move it around, and you'll put it where it is. You get to see that there are, in fact, 37 possible open houses in this market center. Why? Because there are 37 active listings. Is that all that we have? What else do we have? How many listings do we have? Possible open house opportunities. So because we are blessed to have Murray J. Coleman as our broker, and because Murray J. Coleman has 2,500 agents under him, numerous market centers, my firm's active listings is how much? I went low. I said 400 because I didn't look this morning to check. There are over 700 possible open house opportunities. Oh, you may have to get out of your comfort zone. Let me show you what I mean by that. So in my office active listings, please, please, I know you mean well. I know you mean well. Most of you will post on our Facebook pages. Hey, looking to shadow an open house this weekend. Let me know if you're available. And the smart people have already beat you to it because the smart people listen to Ronnie. Go to this page, find out who's doing an open house. How do you do that? You look for the open house icon. Now, it may not be here now. It may be coming later in the week, okay? The open house icon is a little door that opens up, number one. Number two, if you don't see that, go over to the right, click on the agent name. That'll put it in alphabetical order. It'll tell you what? Who's doing business in this market center? Christopher Bassetti, he's light right now. I usually see 10 here. George Martinez got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach out and touch someone.
Where did you click from the listing?
My office active listings.
Yeah, and once you get to the listings, where did you get the name?
So, hold on. My office active listings. And then we slide the bar over. So it says agent name. Okay. Now you see who's actually doing business in here. Reach out, introduce yourself. Lisa Carrot's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That's new construction actually too, I believe. All right. Find where you want. Look where you want. What you want to do. If you're not happy with that, don't tell me I couldn't find an open house. I will laugh at you. Go back. Oh, stop it, MLS. I don't need to see this all the time. Go to my firm's active listings. Okay? Go to my firm's active listings, then you're going to see everybody else who's doing business. Now, if you're not going to do an open house in Tampa, just ignore it. Don't worry about it. Adam Rodriguez, guess where he's in? Claremont. I'm sure you can do an open house there. Adam Rodriguez. Let me see who else I got. St. Pete, you're probably not going to do. Legacy Realty. Anybody know where Legacy Realty is? Ding, 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 ding. Somebody in this room came from Legacy. You. Do you know Maria Santa Cruz, who doesn't have an accent? I've done numerous open houses for Maria Santa Cruz. It's called networking. Couldn't find one in here. I did that. True story. I said to Chris Bissett in our office, I said, Chris Bissett, hey, I'm thinking about doing an open house on 123 Main Street this weekend. He says, too late. Janice beat you to it. I knew exactly who he was talking about, Janice Garcia, who's not even in this market center. She's in Legacy. See, they know how to cross. These are opportunities, guys. You should never, ever, ever not have an opportunity to do an open house just by reaching out to these agents. You also get to do what with them? Network. You'd be surprised. Hey, I know it's short notice, but this weekend I've got to hold an open house and nobody's available. Can you help me? Because you did one for them 2 months ago or 1 month ago, and you did it the right way. Yeah, it may be Brandy Matheson Klein, who's in the Claremont office, who's the biggest agent in the Claremont office. She does about 90 million a year, reaching out to you because you did an open house for her the right way. You don't know until you ask. I promise you, if you reach out and say, I'm from Keller Williams Classic, Dr. Phillips, to these people, they're going to take notice because nobody does it. Nobody does it. So when you do that, they're going to say, oh, okay, there's somebody that knows what they're doing. Also, when you say, I'd like to do an open house for you, not to worry, I have signs. They may ask you, how many signs? Okay, if you listen to me, you have 50 signs because I told you what to do, right? Or don't worry about it, I got 100 signs. I got banners, what do you need? They may not do 7th level the way we do. You just told them, I'm going to blow this up. Okay, just saying. All right, so that's how you have your opportunities. So getting back to how to do the 5-up, it's called. So I'm just going to use, let me see. I'll use my CMA that I used yesterday to test, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the map. What you easily do with the map, oh, wow, he zoomed in big yesterday, okay? What you do with the map is you're going to take a radius or a square. You are going to draw that radius, hold on. You're going to draw that radius or square right around your open house. Now, I've done as much as a 5-mile radius, okay? And then go back to the criteria. I'll get rid of the one that we're looking at. And I'll go active. And of course, in this case, it's what? Single family. Oh, where'd you go? Come on. Single family, okay? And then when I go back to the map, I'm going to find 4 of them in 4 different price ranges, different from my open house, okay? And then, now I'm just going to do this arbitrarily, okay? Of course, you got to check and make sure they're vacant, okay? So let's do this, 380, 429, 489. Let's do 500, maybe 590, okay? Now that I've got the 5 that I want, I've selected 5, okay? You can do 4, you can do 5, it doesn't matter. If you want to include the one you're at, make that part of the 5th, that's fine too, or do 5 additional, that's okay also. We're now going to go to the print. When we go to the print, we are going to look for, click on more. We're looking for customer, print customer 5-up. Print customer 5-up. When you do print customer 5-up, you're going to print it to, you can print it to PDF. You can preview it. That's what we're going to do right now. And there, if you leave your banner on there, which you already have, your banner's at the top if you want, or you modify like I did and did the bottom with my partner. And there are your 5 that you need for that open house. And that's how you hold 4 additional open houses at the same exact time. Okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy? I think so. All right, so questions, comments, ahas before I go on to the next portion. So the question was, can I show how to find vacant homes? Does anybody know how to do that? Anyone know how to do how to find vacant homes? Yeah, in the MLS. Absolutely. In the MLS. Okay. All right. So this is part of my Find and Show Homes class, but it's still a great question because why? Because Lizzie thought outside the box because she's not a realtor, she's a business owner, and said, well, let me go look for vacant homes only. So I don't have to worry about is it owner occupied or not. I like your style. Okay. So let's go back to the MLS and let's in fact find out how we're going to look for vacant. So let's go back to results. Now, most of you should have got this training. I'm going to say that training back in basic, what is it? MLS basics, which is a required thing that you have to do to keep your license when you first start out. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go back to the criteria because I can use this one here. I've already got it set up for that area. Okay. So Lizzie said, I want to find vacant. So how many matches do I have right now? 76. That's correct. And now I want to find out how many of them are vacant using this beautiful tool. So what we're going to do is, see, it says add additional fields. We are going to click add. And now, doesn't have my, oh, because this is a different way we looked at it. That's cool. This is perfect. All right. You see here, it says number of bays, accessibility features is in alphabetical order. So all I'm going to do is do this, VAC. Okay. So it doesn't say vacant. Okay. So we can't look at it that way. Let's go. So what would it be? It would be under probably status, right? Because what's the status mean? Active, pending, sold, expired, etc. So I'm going to bring the status over to selected fields. All right. I'm going to go back. And now I want to go to the add move fields. And now, where'd it go? Come on, Ron. Where did that go? Hold on, because I think the way we did this search is why it's being a little apprehensive. Give me 1 second. We're going to duplicate. We're going to clear it. Go back into detail. Come on. All right, so I'm just going to use the zip code to get the area. 34747. I'll just use Kissimmee. All right. Now, there's my additional fields. I've been doing them forever. Okay. So I already have it set up. I've added it. I go all the way to the bottom because it's the last one. Occupant type. That's what it's under, not status. Occupant type is the box. And what does it say? Owner, tenant, vacant. When I click on vacant, click away, go back up. Do I have 76? I shouldn't have 5,000. Wait a minute. Oh, we still want to go active. That's right. It says vacant 190 matches. Let me make sure. 34747. 190 matches. Okay. So it says we have 190 matches. Yeah, because I changed it. We went from 5,000 to 190. Yeah, that 76 is in the old search. So it says in 34747. Now, if you want to narrow it down, what else are you going to do? You're going to go property type, right? So property type is single family, 123 that are vacant. So is it easy to go find vacant homes to do your daily 10-4? That's the aha I just got. So stop telling me I can't find any to do daily 10-4. There, now it is. Look at that. Pearls of wisdom. Okay. All right, cool. Thanks for asking that question, lady. You help save everybody. Because now they're going to get to learn things. All right. Last thing, because we're running out of time here, and I want to honor your time, guys. We're going to command. Command has the ability to do what? Create a open house landing page that you can have on your tablet, whatever screen you're using, iPad, blah, 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 to have them sign in. What's the easiest way to create it? Because I see those faces. You're killing me, guys. So there's two ways you can do this. Nah, we figured it out for you already. All right, so you see this thing? It says KW Classic Cappers in Training, my name. This is the YouTube page that I created 5 years ago for the Cappers in Training. Who are the Cappers in Training? Anybody that's in Ignite. Because we had a logistics problem. And that was what? Well, that was, my Ignite was very video intensive. And we had to use videos prior to the class. And if you didn't view them, you were kind of out of water. So those that signed up to our market center Sunday, yeah, I'm going to say that, and showed up Monday for Ignite, they didn't see anything. So that's why I created this, that they could go there. Excuse me. What I didn't realize is I made it open to the world. I didn't close it and make it just us. I've since gotten over 1,000 subscribers worldwide, and they've put in different details and stuff. I've got a lot of different people in there. We hit 95,000 views just the other day. I posted that. There's also some good things on here. What's the good things on here? You guys may have heard of the golden letter. The golden letter they talk about. Yeah, well, in here, here's how you do the golden letter from start to finish. It's a video. Yeah, it's an hour and 6 minutes, but it's pretty damn good, number one. Epic bold, that's how you can do a reverse bold, we call it, where you can do a function for your database and get them to call you instead of you having to call them, okay? Has most of my CMA classes in there. KW campaigns and designs. What's the golden letter? It'll show you how to do the golden letter. There's also a lot of other things in here, guys. If you go to the playlists, the playlist will have everything that you need to do different things, how to do different things, how to get a buyer's representation agreement signed every time. That's a 34-minute webinar. Yeah, that's from Apps Coaching. Very good stuff. There's a lot of old Ignite in here, a lot of new Ignite in here, a lot of great stuff that you can do in your leisure and watch and learn, okay? The other thing, you see here, it says full leads from running Facebook ads. We were big on that when it first started, back in when? Last November. If you click on the playlist there, it'll show full leads from running Facebook ads, 11/21/2019. That's the first one, 13-minute video, how to do it, okay? Facebook lead ads by 3 different people. The one I want you to really pay attention to is the digital open house landing page with KW Command. That's a 10-minute video. We'll show you how to do that. Guess what? The person that's on there that was used was Ken Pozak. Do you know who Ken Pozak is? He runs the biggest team in this market center. Nick Baldwin, who did this video, is friends with Ken and used Ken to show how that was done. So that's one way that you can side-by-side screen, go step by step to get it done. The second best way, if you don't want to use this, how many of you have heard of Marty Miller? You may have heard that we talk about Marty Miller till we're blue in the face, correct? Easiest way, just go in YouTube, type Marty Miller. You want to come up with what? All his 66-day challenges. The latest one is 5.0. 4.0 was prior, 3.0 before that. It'll take you right through Command. 1.0 is Kelly, start to finish. Kelly, start to finish. Why am I saying that? Kelly built everything. All right, if you're not running Kelly, shame on you. I just got a notification today from Kelly, so-and-so from, I don't even know the town, wants to be in my referral network. Why do I care? Because I'm probably not going to send anybody to him. And I bet you most of them are moving to Florida when they retire. Ding, 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 ding. Absolutely. Make sure you reach back with some love to them. If they're reaching out to you, something you did. Yes, you did. Something in command that you did. You did your profile the right way. When they searched for this area, they found you. Because that's how they did it. Either through Kelly or command. All right, so with this one here with Marty Miller, I'll cut to the chase. Just type in open, House, hit enter. The first one says 66-day challenge 4.0, day 29, creating a landing page for open house registration. Okay, that's good, 4.0. That's the original one at 7 minutes and 41 seconds. If you scroll down, you'll see the purple one is day 5.0, day 63, creating an open house signing using a landing page to capture guest info. This is the newest one, and it actually is almost a minute less. Choose your poison. He will take you step by step to create that landing page for sign-in registration at your open houses with a QR code built in there, because that's the big rave nowadays. Everybody wants QR code. QR code. We had them when we first got our app. We still have them. They're located with our app. There is one. Where to find it? Time with Ronnie. I'll show you where to find it. All right. So that's the material I have. Questions, comments, ahas. And Jetica is saying, thank God he shut up. Liz, you know me.
Yes, you're great. Thank you.
Jetica is, oh my God, too much information.
It's okay, I follow you now.
All right. So guys, tell me, was it value? Was it worth the price of admission?
It was great. Thank you.
Cool. So what questions do you have for me? None? Okay. Did everybody get the handout? Because most of the material is just there. You can refer back to it. I've already showed you how to use the MLS. Okay. Remember, if you get stuck or something, just book time with me. We can meet one-on-one and talk about it. There's no judgment. It's not that you don't know what you're doing. I still meet, right? I still have a coach. I don't know it all. And I might learn something. I learned something today from Lizzie here in this class. I learned something from Holly today in this class. I learned something from Samir. Yeah, that's what we do. Ahas, agent helping agents to get to the finish line. All right, so I'm going to give you a parole. You're going to get out 19 minutes early. Is that okay? All right, don't tell Cynthia. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's recorded. She'll see it anyway.
Thank you.
All right,
have
guys.
a good day.
Thank you so much, Ronnie.
All right.
Bye.